I know what Amber Heard's doing for money. She got some. What she did is what you call, what's that when you go a little too far? When you know what I mean? When you bite the hands that feed you, if you should have just left it alone. Like, what is that called? When someone goes like a little, like they fuck up a perfect thing. That's what she did. She had a perfect thing, okay? She shit in this guy's bed. She fucking shit on his bed. She fucking yelled at him when he took off his own boots and didn't allow her to take off his boots. She fucking yelled at him. She got called a fat ass, which is my favorite quote. Do you ever hear that? Did you hear any of the audio?
No.
She says something. He goes, "Shut up, fat ass."
Now he's suing her, right?
He's suing her. That's what I'm saying, and I'll explain why. First of all, he was like 50 at the time, and she was like in her 20s. So it's just basically a high school everyone had a relationship like this in high school. Like, fuck you, and you try to say the meanest thing to each other. Thank God we grew up when we grew up, because like we did and said things that just weren't recorded. I mean, thank God.
Oh my God! Every day I thank God.
I mean, dude, the things that I said to ex-girlfriends and that they said to me when we were fighting in high school, if that shit was recorded, forget about it. We'd all be done. And that's everyone from the 80s and 90s. So their whole relationship apparently was just a podcast. They just podcasted their fights. Everything is recorded. They were just recording each other constantly. And I get it because, I guess Johnny Depp married. Look, you get what you deserve, dog. This is the best anti-drug ad I've ever seen. Do not do drugs because you're going to end up with a woman who shits in your bed and steals all your fucking money, and then you get fired from all your franchises, and everyone thinks you're a wife beater. Right? It seems like she hit him a lot, too. It seems like it was one of those. And there was a part in the trial where her attorney goes, "Wouldn't you say that you're a lot bigger than Miss Heard?" And he goes, "I wouldn't say that." And then when you look at them walking, you're like, yeah, I mean, he's not that big, dog. Amber Heard is 5'7". Johnny Depp's probably like 5'9", 5'10". He's a squeaky, skinny, like rock and rolly type of drug addict. I don't think he would get the better of her necessarily.
Yeah, she might whoop that ass.
Yeah, and supposedly she was throwing bottles at him and shit. I mean, I get it, dog. Look, I know what happened. Okay, Johnny? There's a cost for everything, my friend. And I know why you got into this. Because you know when they first got together, it was what they call sizzling honeydew. Sizzling honeydew. A fumeless, sizzling honeydew type of taste. And you're just going, this is too good to be true. Guess what? It always is. It always is. If you ever catch yourself saying to yourself, this is too good to be true, this is the best thing I've ever experienced, guess what? There's a tsunami coming. There's a tsunami coming. Because this is Earth, where everything is balanced and everything has a cost and nothing is good. No moment is great. I don't care how much CBD you take, your balls are going to itch. You're going to have an itch here. You're going to have a scratch here. You're going to be uncomfortable. You're going to have an insecure thought. You're going to have to take a shit. Something is always going to be wrong. Okay, right now, the back of my kneecaps, I have a heat rash behind them. But I'm muscling through it because I'm used to the discomfort of life. Most of us have been with that type of girl where you're going like, oh my God, this completes it. She's acting. It's not her. Because anyone real is not that great. So if you find yourself going like, this person's great, it's because they want you to think that because they have some agenda for themselves. What could be her agenda? I don't know. She was dating a woman before she met Johnny Depp, and then she dates one of the biggest movie stars on the planet as a run-of-the-mill, nobody knows who she is actress, whatever the fuck you want to call it. What could be her motivation? What could be her motivation, Johnny? As the great Robert Kelly said, never marry someone with a headshot. What do you think makes an actor an actor? They're fucking crazy. They're acting. So he fucked around and found out. And he was on drugs, so that made it even worse. His decision-making is not great. Also, when you have like $100, $200 million, your decision-making is not great as it is because nobody's going to tell you the truth. You know there was a bunch of friends that he had who wanted to say it. They're like, yo, Johnny, but they, you're just around yes men at that point. Everyone's being obsequious because they just want to hang around Johnny Depp. If you're lucky enough to be in Johnny Depp's circle, do you think you're going to be the one that lets you know that she also shit in your bed? Are you going to be one to tell, hey, Johnny, look, there's no dogs around here, man, and Jason Rouse isn't here, and I woke up and there was a human turd in my bed. You're not going to, it can only be one person. It was your wife. It was or your girlfriend. Nobody's going to say it. Nobody's going to tell Johnny Depp that, yo, I think you made a mistake. They're just going to let it happen. And of course, Johnny Depp didn't see it because he was head over heel with that honeydew, that sweet fruit, that nectar that was clouding his judgment. And they settled for a whole bunch of money, of course, because
He was suing her for $50 million.
no, but first they divorced.
The first time, yeah.
And she got a shit ton of money. And,
You're right.
yeah, she got a shit ton of money. So he was just like, I just want to, that's what these guys do. These guys do. Like, dog, if you're a rich person and some girl, like you have a bad date with some girl like gets a lawyer and just says, that you just go like, I'll just give her $1 million just so this doesn't become a trial because I don't, the accusations, that can also happen. That also can happen. There's a lot of motivation for that too as well.
A little hush money.
A little hush money. I don't want, I don't want to deal with this. And of course, all those people who do those kind of fake accusations for money and to get that hush money, they muddle it for all the people who have legitimate, assault or, bad things happening stories. I'm not good with words today. So they take a little hush money. So I'm sure Johnny, I'm watching this thing. All the audio he's got, there's plenty of evidence that she's batshit fucking crazy. That's why the whole internet's against her. Everyone's against her. She's hired security because she's claiming she's getting death threats. She's not getting any death threats from any dudes. So there you go. And she also got caught lying on a few things. The police who showed up, she and her friend said that the fight with the fight that they eventually broke up from, supposedly like the house was turned inside out, according to her. He was throwing things everywhere, and the cops' body cams and them saying nothing. There was no marks on her. There was nothing thrown. She's been caught lying on a few things. She's been caught lying on a few occasions. But it's like he settled it. He goes, all right, let's just get this divorce done. He gave her a boatload of money because that's fair. Just here, take it. Just take everything I worked for, And of course she takes it. And then of course she said as a PR move, I remember that she was donating all her money for like victims. And of course, all you got to do is tweet that.
Right.
I mean, I did a fundraiser once. I gave most of the money to the cause, but I peeled a little off the top for myself. As a payment, I did the show. Right? So do you think she really gave all her Johnny Depp money away? Not a snowball's chance in hell, my friend. Not a snowball's chance in hell. Not a white guy in Scottsdale, Arizona's chance in not getting skin cancer's chance in hell. He paid her to shit in his bed. It's a conspiracy. Thank you from Dom the Destroyer. So he gave her all this money. I don't remember what the original settlement was, but he gave her all this money. With all this audio proof that she would hit him a lot and all that stuff, they just divorced. She said, and then that's when she started fucking going a little too far because the Me Too era was happening and she was like, I want more attention. That's what these people want. This is narcissistic love. It's a narcissistic town. So what's the move to do right now that the cultural winds are swaying in the Me Too sales? She goes, I'm donating all of this settlement to women's charities for battered women or whatever. And Johnny's probably sitting there going, you bitch. That was strike number one. You're insinuating that fucking I was beating you when really you were beating me. And then an English Gazette publishes and calls him a wife beater. And he sues and he loses. He lost. Then, they do that after. This is where she goes too far. Yeah. I was saying I lost that point because I'm off today. We've been rusty from these single episode podcasts, to be honest with you. Single person podcasts. I was saying she hired security. This is how you know Amber Heard is a little bit of a liar. There is not one guy on this planet that is angry or wants to hurt Amber Heard. Every single guy on this planet wants Amber Heard to shit in their bed. Every single guy is going, I will let that woman shit on my head. Every single guy is in love with Amber Heard. She is like the beautiful Tanya Harding. Guys don't care. Guys aren't sticking up for Johnny Depp. You know who is sticking up for Johnny Depp? Every single woman on the planet. So if anyone's making death threats against Amber Heard, it's fellow females who love Johnny Depp and are going, how could you do that to Johnny? He's such a sweet old... And they're crazy too because like, yeah, I guess he's a sweet guy, but he's a fucking degenerate drug addict. But they love them some Johnny.
It's true. I didn't even notice this case until I heard about the shit in the bed.
Yeah, the shit in the bed, and guys are loving it. Guys are going, and every guy's doing their scenario now going like, look, okay, if you lost 10 mil and she shit in your bed, would you fuck her for a week? And every guy's going, absolutely, she's a piece. Because Amber Heard is next level hot. I mean, she's like stone cold for Rome. She'd be... If I had my own harem in Rome, I'd make her my wife. I'd steal her from her family and tell her parents, I'm sorry, there's nothing I could do. She's for Rome. But I would make her my wife, and she would ruin my life. She would ruin the empire of Rome. She would drive me so crazy I'd marry my horse. That's what happened to Nero, probably. Is he met a bitch like Amber Heard whose puss and the nectar was so honey too sweet that he just lost his fucking mind. So I know you got security and everything, Amber Heard, but let's just be honest. It's because you got a couple of death threats from chicks who are upset that you got a chance to bang Johnny Depp and you threw a bottle at him because they would never throw a bottle at him. And I love how he said that it was oppressive that she wanted to take off his boots. It's like, come on. That was one of the things. Like, she demanded when he came home, she wanted to take off his boots. He's just not the guy who wears sneakers. He's fucking one of those rock and roll guys. Yeah. It's like, I want to take off your boots and hand you a glass of wine. And somehow that was evidence of abuse. I was like, that sounds... Do you know what I would do to have my wife, when I come home, take my shoes off and hand me a drink of anything? She just comes home and tells me to be quiet. The baby's sleeping.
It's very specific, though. She wants to take off his boots and hand him a glass of wine.
Someone made a joke and said, someone said, wait, guys, I'm behind. Who's Amber? You know exactly who Amber Heard is. I can think of a more important trial that should have been televised. What's that? Dom the Destroyer says, I'd love to get abused by her. There you go. There you have it. That's what every guy's thinking. Emma Stone will need to make an NFT of her labia to make ends meet. Thank you from the gentleman and scholar named Viaper Missing. Did you think he had to really analyze the shit to make sure it wasn't the dog? It's a good point. Like, can you be sure it wasn't the dog? Because in the trial, he's like, I know what dog shit looks like.